I owe everybody an apology. I had some technical difficulties the first time around. Um, I got new equipment, new software, and I'm a novice. But I got it fixed. I've tested it. We should be good to go. So we got five more candidates to talk to. About 8 minutes a pop. And so that I don't waste anybody's time, we're going to get right into it. Our first guest is going to be Daniel Barnett. So let me bring him on real quick, and we'll get going. Hello there.
Hey Robert, how you doing?
I'm okay. How are you today?
Hanging there like a hare in a biscuit.
All right. Let's get right down to it. So start with tell us who you are and what you're running for.
My name is Daniel Barnett from Chattanooga. I work BH6 second shift. I'm running for steward for assembly second shift.
Uh, all right. Good deal. Tell me. First question. What uh, what is your biggest priority as a steward? What is the most important thing? Your number one issue that drove you to run for this position?
Oh, well, that started in 2003 when I received an injury from faulty machinery. It had been reported to supervisor. I had reported to HR. Both of them told me use the machinery or go home. I didn't have a representative at that time. And, if it happened to me, it could happen to anybody. I was out for 8 months, maybe more. Um, and that shouldn't happen to anyone on any line.
Mm-hmm. Um, so your safety, would that be safe to say that safety is kind of your concern, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I see safety violations every day. I've had 5 injuries there so far, and all of them have been supervisors want me to work outside of my work standard, um, or not use proper PPE, not supplying the PPE, um, basically neglecting their duties.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Um, what's uh? So give me your elevator pitch. We're in an elevator. You got 30 seconds to convince me that you're the best man for the job. What do you bring to the table that other folks don't?
Well, I've been on numerous safety committees with other jobs. I've represented different people on my line here recently. Uh, it, this company seems to have this sick and twisted 1930s German mentality where they don't care about you. All they care about is the product. And I've stepped up and I've told them no, and I've refused to do certain jobs that, you know, went against their own rules. So I think that's what puts me in that position.
Mm, okay. Uh, What what do you see yourself doing day to day? What in your view, what is your day look like as a steward? Where are you going to be? What are you going to be doing? What's your thing?
It would be going down, working line, observing if anybody has questions, or talking to membership, uh, seeing what their concerns are, if they have any concerns, um, what they can do to make things better. Of course, I'll be there to write things down, record, file grievances, so on and so forth.
Hmm. Do you have are you well? How do you feel your relationship is with supervisors? I mean, as a steward, you're going to have to deal with supervisors daily, right? So, do you feel confident in your ability to communicate effectively with we want to resolve conflict as much as possible at the lowest level, right? I mean, that's even in the contract. So you're going to have to talk to those guys. Do you feel that you've got the communication skills and the reputation with the supervisors to be able to do that effectively?
Absolutely. I've done it with three of my previous supervisors. I've done it with an AM. I've even had conversations with HR. Um, I'm very stern. I'm very frank. I don't beat around the bush. I get to the point, uh, and I don't mess around, and I make sure they don't mess around.
Hmm. Okay. Um, Let me ask you this: conflict resolution. I asked this question to another candidate, and I want to ask it to you too. So a lot of what you're going to have to deal with is obviously dealing with team members versus the company, right? But there's also going to be conflict team member to team member. How are your conflict resolution skills? How would you go about that?
Conflict resolution skills. So, two team members are having conflict. You get to the bottom of it. We're a family.
Mm-hmm.
We're in the same place all day. We see each other every day. We have to work together. Um, People can't work together. You separate those people, put them in different positions, or away from each other. Um, and that's basically it. I mean, just come in, do your job, and go home at the end of the day, uh, and do it safely.
Well, we definitely want people to be safe. Um,
Yes.
that's a pretty good answer. So we got just a couple minutes left. I want to give you the floor.
Mhm.
Uh, what is the final message that you want people to take away?
Uh, just get out and vote. That's the big key. I sit on two of the election committees. I had stepped down because I was nominated for this position. Um, I figure I'd be better in this position than I am in the election committee. Uh, just get out there and vote. We need the membership. We need the turnout. Doesn't matter who you vote for me, for yourself, for any of these candidates. Just get out there and vote because this matters.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to need strong people in these positions, people that are going to stand up to management and look out for you because you are what matters, not these cars.
All right. Well, that's well said. All right, man. Well, I think that's going to wrap us up. I appreciate you stopping by. Uh,
Yeah,
I,
man.
w- I wish you the best of luck in your election, and man, have yourself a great rest of your weekend. All right.
Thank you, brother. You as well.
All right, Daniel. Thanks for
Solidarity.
stopping by. Yep, solidarity, brother. We'll see you.
Bye.
All right, that was Daniel Barnett. He's running for shop steward, second shift assembly. I believe that's what he said. Isn't that what he said? He'll correct me if I'm wrong. Let's move on. Who is our next candidate? Is Andy Standifer. Let me bring him on and find him in my thing. There he is. Andy, you there?
I'm here, Rob.
Hey, how are you, man?
I'm doing good. Doing good. I appreciate you doing this, by the way. This is
Hey,
a little piece of my day, but man, you're eating up your whole Saturday for this.
oh,
So I
it's
really
been more than
appreciate it.
it's been more than just one Saturday, but it's my pleasure. I'm part of this is extraordinarily stressful, but it's also I'm kind of enjoying it a little bit.
Yeah.
So it's not too much of a burden. So let's get into it. First of all, tell everybody who you are and what you're running for.
My name's Andy Standifer. I'm on day shift assembly, and I'm running to be your district committee person, which is your shop steward. I would represent the day shift assembly. So that would include logistics, finish, the entire assembly shop.
Okay. So let me ask you, uh, what is the biggest problem that sort of drove you to run for this position? What is the issue that most matters most to you?
Really, workers' rights. I'm on my 6th year at Volkswagen, and I mean, it's almost daily you see some type of inconsistencies. You see the workers getting pressed, pushed. They just squeeze more and more out of the workforce, and you see the frustration. You see the injuries, um, the mismanagement of things. And I'm a really strong advocate for workers' rights. I think everybody should be able to come in, have an easy day at work, do a fair day's work for fair day's pay, but all the extra stuff that workers have to deal with on the daily and weekly basis is really what drove me to stand up for the workforce and be a voice, not only for my line, but for other people too.
Okay. Next question I'm asking everybody is give me your elevator pitch. You got 30 seconds. Well, I mean more technically, but let's say you're on an elevator and you're trying to convince me that you are the best man for the job. Tell me, sell me on you.
Okay. I'm 42 years old. I've got enough life experience. I spent a decade in law enforcement. I have extensive training in interview and interrogation, investigation skills, advocating for people, standing up for people's rights, and affecting a legal document, both in state law and the Constitution. So that's basically what your shop steward is going to be, is your enforcement for the contract. And I feel like I bring a lot of skills. I have a lot of ideas. I have a lot of techniques for dealing with management, dealing with problems, dealing with issues, and trying to work through these things that will help benefit the worker. Because that's where my commitment is to the workers.
Okay. So let me ask you this. A lot of the interactions that you're going to have as a shop steward, obviously, are going to be between team members and management, right? And in that regard, you're going to have the contract as kind of the mediator there. But we've also got, team members are going to conflict. How strong are your conflict resolution skills? How would you approach a situation like that where you got two team members that just aren't getting along? What are you going to do there?
Yeah, that's a problem, and we deal with that all the time. And we all have to realize we're a union family, we're a work family, and even with your real family, that you still love each other even if you don't get along with family members. Mm-hmm. And we need to learn sometimes distance helps. We might need to separate each other for a day, come back, let cooler heads prevail. I've got a lot of experience in law enforcement dealing with high pressure situations, dealing with domestic issues. The drama, it's going to happen. We deal with people, and people have emotions, and those things are going to happen. We're going to get through them. So those things are going to come up. So communication is the biggest thing. Trying to keep calm and, like I said, let cooler heads prevail. Sometimes we don't need to fix things in one day. Let's come back tomorrow. Let's sleep on it. We'll come back, and it's a new day. So there's a lot. I have a lot of ideas. I have a lot of, like I said, experience dealing with problems with people, and even workers, even best friends. There's people that have problems at work. Things come up. We're going to work through them. We're all in this together. We're going to work through them. Everybody needs a job. Everybody needs to have peace at work, and that's a good question, because that's something I think a lot of people don't realize, but we do deal with that. There is work drama, unfortunately, but we live with each other, sometimes more than we live with our own family. So
that's true. If you figure 8 hours at work and more if you're doing overtime, and then you spend 8 hours sleeping, that doesn't leave a lot of time with your family, does it?
No.
So let me ask you this, back to team members in the company. You're going to have to deal with supervisors on a day-to-day basis. That's just part of it, right? We want to deal with everything at the lowest possible level, which means interacting with supervisors. I'm guessing I know the answer to this as a prior police officer, but do you think you've got the reputation and the chops to be able to effectively communicate with the blue hats?
Oh yeah, I do it every day. And even though my supervisor, he even just questioned me last week, and he was, and the guy's great. He's a great supervisor. I mean, don't get me wrong. At the end of the day, he's a company man, and I know that, but he's still a great guy. But he even asked me, he was like, so if I need to discipline someone, you would be the person I have to speak to. And I said, yeah, that's right. And I got the eye roll and I got the deep sigh and the look of defeat. So to me, that's a great endorsement for me. And but he knows me and him will be joking. We'll cut up. But you know, if we need to have a talk about something, we're going to talk about it. He knows I'm not the one to back down on it either. You know, we get along great as long as we're on the same road. But sometimes they want to veer off that road and they want to go their own direction. And those days are over. They got away with it for so long. Those days are over now. Like the workers have real rights now, and they need someone that's going to stand up for them. But I have no problem getting along with supervisors. We have to coexist with them and cohabitate and work together. You know, but the workers have been elevated now. They're on the same level as management. So it's management also has to learn to get along with the workers. And they're going to have to keep the peace too.
Okay, sounds good. So we're running out of time, but I want to give you the last word. So,
Okay,
what is it that you want the people to know on your way out?
I'll sum up as quick as I can. You need to know first off, right now, even before the election, Monday morning, you have wing garden rights. You have federally protected rights for representation, even though you don't have an elected union rep. You have the right. Any type of inquiry, into any type of investigatory questioning that could lead to discipline, you have the right to representation right now. And once these elections are over and you have a steward, hopefully it'll be me. Don't talk to him. Don't talk to him. You wait and you talk to me. We're going to work through this case. We're going to gather evidence. We're going to investigate it. And we're going to get through this. I want to be a watchdog for you, the worker. I've been there with you. I'm on the line with you. I know what we deal with it with. I want to help proactively find issues, not just react. If we're reacting, then something's already happened. Let's stay proactive and try to get ahead of these things so the workers don't have to deal with them. And when we need to file grievances, we will. Hopefully we don't. We can resolve it without that. But if we do need to file grievances, the grievances need to go and have the maximum effort to help push the contract towards the workers. Because if we lose those grievances, it's only going to weaken that contract. I want to continue to be an organizer. I've been an organizer. I was on the VOC. I helped organize more than my own line. The more membership we have, the stronger it's going to be. We need to get everybody involved so that we all have each other's backs, that we all make this union stronger. I have a strong family background in the union. My brother's a Teamster right down the street at UPS. And that contract that we have that we fought so hard for, love it, hate it, like it, whatever, it's only a piece of paper without proper enforcement. If you don't have somebody that's going to stand up and has the knowledge and experience and the backbone to actually enforce that contract, it's only a piece of paper. And that's all that it is. So I just want people to know my last statement, get out there and vote. Get out there and vote. Everybody needs to vote. You're paying your union dues now. Go get your money's worth. What are you voting for? Go vote. And when you do vote, I want you to think, you know, we all have a rainy day. Sometimes you need a rainy day fun. We're going to hit speed bumps in life. You need a seatbelt. When you get in there and one day when you get called up, who do you want coming in the room with you? Who do you want to have your back? When that day comes, and it could come, you need to choose correctly. And I want you to choose me because I will have your back. I have the knowledge, I have the experience, and I will fight for the workers.
Well, you didn't have much to say, did you?
No, I don't have anything to say at all. I'm real quiet.
All right, Andy. Well, I appreciate.
I'm very
I appreciate
passionate.
you stopping by. I wish you the best of luck in the campaign. And hey, man, enjoy the rest of your weekend. All right.
Hey, you're running too, Rob, and I appreciate all the work you've done. And you gave up your whole weekend for this. So this is such a professional setup from the emails you sent and this whole podcast setup you have. It's very impressive. So I appreciate all the work you did.
All right. Have a good
Thank
weekend.
you, Rob. Thanks. All right.
All right. So that was Andy. Let's move on. Who's next? Who's my next victim here? Devin. All right. Let's get Devin on. Where is he? He's over here. Show. Devin, are you there, my friend?
How are you, Rob?
Man, I'm here. I'm making it. I'm getting by. So
Well, that's a good thing.
yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Let's get right into it, shall we? Tell everybody who you are and what you're running for.
Well, my name's Devin Lofton, and I'm running for second shift assembly committee person or shop steward. Um, I work on BA4. I'm 53 years old. Go ahead.
Devin, you're kind of breaking up a little
The
bit.
hell is that?
You're breaking up just a little bit. Are you in a bad Wi-Fi spot?
You can see bleeding in some. It's more of yours. I think it's your stuff, Rob.
Oh, I okay. Oh. Well, you're a little better. You're a little better right now.
I was like, okay, so
let's
I hate
Okay.
to say I'm not a good dog mom. I don't know.
can you hear me all right?
I hear you. I hear you perfectly now.
Okay. All right. Let me ask you the first question. What is your biggest issue? What is the one problem, if you had to pick one, that drove you to run for shop steward? What is your number one issue?
Well, the main issue that I see, as I see it, is the way the employees are treated, the way our union brothers and sisters are treated. You know, I was probably the most anti-union person in the building in 2022 and 2023, and a couple of things happened, and the union got involved, and those things went away. You know the situation about when my daughter graduated from boot camp in the Navy.
Mm-hmm.
Browning and Christina Wilson made it happen. I like to think that I like to think that it was more Chuck Browning than it was Christina. But you know, I have the ability to talk to both sides of the coin.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I spent most of my life negotiating and dealing with people, and when you're dealing with the company versus the employee, there's three sides to that coin. There's the company side, there's the employee side, and somewhere in the middle is the truth. And that truth should be the contract. And not only do we have to enforce the contract with the company, we have to enforce it among our membership.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's where our strength comes from. That document is where our strength comes from.
I would agree with you. Well, let me ask you this. I've been asking everybody. Give me your elevator pitch. Pretend you got 30 seconds to convince me that you're better than all the other candidates. Sell me.
Well, I'm not going to say that I'm better than the other candidates. I'm going to say I'll work harder than the other candidates. I'll be the first one to clock in and the last one to clock out. I'll be the guy that my homework every night is to learn that contract. My homework while I've been off on workers' comp is to learn the Constitution of the UAW, and I'm pretty good with it. But I'm not going to say I'm better or worse than any of us because we're all good people. You know, you're kind of my competition, Rob. And you know, I could work with you as well as I could support you.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not going to say I'm the best.
All right. That's a fair answer. So another question I've been asking everybody. A lot of the interactions that we're going to have, obviously, are going to be between team member and company. Yeah. But we're also going to have interpersonal conflict. Team member aggravated with another team member. How would you go about solving those kinds of those issues? What's your conflict resolution skills look like? How would you approach a situation like that?
Well, in my opinion, people still deal with people. Interpersonal communication is vital. You know, we live in a time now where if you're not punching out keys on a telephone or on a computer screen, people don't know how to communicate.
Mm-hmm.
At my age, I learned how to communicate before electronics. And
Both.
if you get two people in front of each other, that's where the truth comes in.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how real resolution is affected.
So you still believe in good old fashioned conversation? Is what you're saying?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. And I'm that guy that I won't say anything about you that I won't say to you.
Okay.
And I expect that same respect.
Okay. Let me ask you this. So you're going to have to deal with supervisors on a regular basis, right? We want to handle all of our problems at the
Yes, sir.
lowest possible level wherever we can.
Yes, sir.
Do you feel that you have a good enough relationship with the blue hats in your area or in all of assembly for that matter? I don't know where you'll end up, what district you'll end up being assigned, but do you think you
I've
have the? Go ahead.
the only supervisor I ever had issue with was a former supervisor of mine, and he's no longer with the company, so it doesn't matter. Yes, I can deal with anybody. I've got good relationships with probably four of the supervisors on the line right now.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this then. This is my next question. Is I kind of want to leave you with the last word. So, what do you want people to know before we let you go? What would you like to tell them?
Well, like has been said before, the most important thing is to get out and vote. That's the most vital thing in the entire next week is to go vote. I would love to have your vote for me. I would love to be a shop steward for second shift assembly. But any of the people that you can select will be a good choice. I know most of them, and most of them know me. Um, I can work with anybody. I can work for anybody, and I can get along with anybody. But I would just appreciate people know what I'm about. People have heard my story, and we'll go from there.
All right, sounds good. Hey, Devin, I appreciate you stopping by and giving me the opportunity to talk with you. It means a lot to me.
Thanks a
Good
lot,
luck
Ralph.
with. You're welcome. Good luck with the election, and go enjoy the rest of your weekend.
All
Okay.
right. Thank you, sir. Have a good one.
Yep. Take care, man. All right. Hide button's not hiding. Come on now. I don't know what's going on here. I'm live and I'm stalling. They say dead air is the terrible thing, but I'm having more technical difficulties with my setup, despite the efforts that I put into it. Um, let's move on and see if I can fix it that way. Who's next? Oh, we need to bring on Lisa. There it goes. I don't know why it's stuck there. Lisa, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, I'm so terrible at this. How are you today?
I'm great. How are you today?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm fighting technology. I'm trying to be professional, and
You're doing a great job.
oh, I
Appreciate you
it.
taking your weekend to do this.
You ain't got to lie to me. We're not running against each other.
I know you're not, but it doesn't matter. It's a learning experience. Like you said, this is your first time you've done this, so
Yeah. Well, let's get right into it, okay?
okay.
So first of all, tell us who you are and what you're running for.
My name is Lisa Elliott. I have been at Volkswagen with the temp agency and Volkswagen since January 2020. Assembly. I was on the bargaining committee, and I'm running for chairperson.
Okay. Um,
You
what
froze. There you go.
what what is your issue? Your number one issue? I'm asking everybody this. What's your number one issue? The thing that propelled you. So you're on the temporary bargaining committee right now, right? So you're
I'm an interim shop floor representative. Yes, and I've been working second shift mostly.
Okay. What is the one issue, if you had to pick one? I'm sure in real life there's multiple, but if you had to boil it down to one issue, what is the thing that compels you most to run for bargaining committee?
I would say communication. Communication, working with team members and team leads and supervisors, several that I've communicated with. They're just not sure about the processes. They're not sure about the language. I found a lot of people haven't read the contract. I encourage everyone to read the contract, but trying to get issues escalated. And, when all these people are elected in place, it'll be a smoother run. But right now, because we are interim, it's a learning process.
Okay. I want to hear your elevator pitch. If you had 30 seconds, you got more time than that. But if you had 30 seconds to convince me that you were the most qualified candidate, what would you tell me? Sell me.
I would say I've always been for the membership. I've always encouraged communication and tried to encourage in communication. I have resilience, perseverance, and integrity when it comes to doing my representation. I have always worked towards our goal of the contract all the way from when we were organizing to when we got our union and even after. I've always been made available, and I want us to have more involvement, and I think I can encourage that as a chairperson and build up our stronghold in a union.
Okay. If so, bargaining committee member, it's a little higher level than steward. You're going to have a little bit more control over certain things. What priorities do you have day one? What are the because there's aspects of the contract that haven't been implemented yet, and there's some things I believe that are in the contract that should have been implemented that haven't been implemented yet because Volkswagen is slow for whatever reason. What would your priority be? What would be your primary focus?
My primary focus would be that one, we get a timeline of everything that hasn't been implemented and presented with the company to see when we're going to start. Like, for example, there's things that are supposed to be done, joint committees within 90 days of appointments. We got to make sure that, okay, so when are we going to have our appointments set in place? What's that deadline going to be? There are languages in there that are 180 days. So those committees have to be in place to get that going. The stuff that's not in place, we need to sit down with the company and say, okay, 10 days, 12 days, how are we going to do this and get it going? 30 days, because we need to get it going. That would be my first precedent on that. And then again, any grievances that are out there that are in the process and any that need to be filed now.
Okay. What do you see your day to day looking like? Like, the stewards are your frontline support, right? So they're obviously going to be on the floor every day. At least they should be.
Right.
But you're kind of a step up from that. So what does your day look like?
I figure my day looks like being in a lot of meetings with the company and bargaining committee members because they're, my right hand, left hand, and my side. They're the ones that support the chairperson. And then they'll be working with the stewards. But the key is to make sure I hope that the meetings become productive. Not that they haven't been productive, because I'm not going to throw any. I'm against two, at least one very formidable, and two possibly capable. I haven't talked with Victor, but Tony's been doing the job. I know battling the company, going head to head, trying to get stuff done is going to struggle, especially since we don't have elected people. It's almost like they think, well, we got time till they get elections.
Trying to get away with as much as they can get away with while they can get away with it?
Yeah,
is it kinda...
MEB and battery, QRK, those things, those issues were good points of it. So yeah.
I mean, coming from MEB myself, that was kind of a nightmare.
Hey, you want to split this?
I get.
Me, not by myself.
I don't know what that's coming. That's not coming from me.
I'm at home by myself with my dog, so I don't know
Yeah,
where it's coming from.
so am I. I don't know where that's coming from. That's bizarre. I'm picking up some weird alien garbage here. I'm sorry, folks. I don't know. I don't know what that is. That's weird. Okay. Let I don't know. Completely threw me off track here. What do you how so you're going to have to deal with a lot of I don't want to say important people, but you're going to deal with blue hats and you're going to deal with managers and human relations people. Do you feel that you've over your time as bargaining member, do you feel you've developed good relationships with those people? Do you have the chops to be able to?
Well, a lot of the people that I sat across from the table are no longer for my subcommittees, are no longer there. Just a few. I felt I had good working relationships with my people when they were across the table from me, and I think we accomplished a lot of good language. Um, I don't have any problem with anybody that's on labor relations. I don't have any problem with, well, I'm not going to say that. I don't have a problem with dealing with the people across from the table as long as we're working towards goals instead of stalling, which is what I felt happened in bargaining as well as everybody else did.
Yeah, there seemed to be an awful lot of stalling on the company side. That's for sure. Um, okay, well, I kind of want to leave you with the last word here. So, what is the message that you want the people watching to walk away with? What do you want to tell them? You got the floor.
Okay. I wish that everybody would go out and vote. Voting is a big part and a responsibility of being unionized. Um, don't take the initiative that, oh, there'll be plenty of people to show up. Make sure you show up and show out. Vote on your conscience and choose who you want to be your best representative in this position. There are three candidates running, and Tony's been doing the work, and I've been there watching and learning. I hope that you will show up and vote, and I hope you will work to make our union strong. We've got to come together in a family, brotherhood, and sisterhood. And good luck to you, Robert.
Oh, thank you. Sometimes I forget that I'm also running. I've been so busy doing this stuff.
Yeah.
Um, I'm gonna break the rules a little bit here. Well, there isn't any rules. This is my podcast, but I set my own rules up. Um, I know from personal experience that you have been very proactive in the community, trying to solve problems and talking to people. And I just want
Got
to
your
tell you that I
baby?
appreciate that.
Thank you.
It hasn't gone unnoticed. You've been very diligent in making sure people got answers when they ask
You
questions,
got
and
a
I
rumpus
wanted to
here?
thank you for that.
What are you doing? Give me that pup.
I tried.
What are you
All
snorting
right,
at?
Lisa, thank you for stopping by.
I think Andy's muted, and that's what we're hearing his house.
Whoever's listening, if you're, I don't know how I gave people permission to talk on my feed. I gotta figure
Can
that
you
out.
mute Andy? Because he's the only microphone I see not muted besides me and you.
I don't I don't know. Anyway, Lisa, I'm gonna let you go.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for stopping by, and you have a good rest of your weekend. Okay.
I'll see everybody tomorrow.
All right.
All right, bye.
Bye bye. All right. Somebody's on my feed and they're making a lot of noise and I wish they would quit it. If you're watching and your mic's on, please turn it off. All right. Last up, we're going to get Troy on. Oh, you're not Troy. Sorry, I hit the wrong
I'm
button.
not Troy.
You're not Troy. Oofta.
Hey,
Troy,
Aaron.
sir.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you. How are you?
I'm fine.
All right. So, I think whatever ghost noise that was is gone. So let's get right into it. Troy, tell us who you are and what you're running for, please, sir.
Troy Hunt, 60 years old. This is my 15th anniversary today, and I was nominated and running for vice president of Local 42.
Excellent. Could you possibly do me a favor and turn your mic up just a tad bit, or move it a little bit closer to your mouth?
Okay. Let me see here. Is this affecting the volume at all?
Yes. Yes. That's much better.
Okay.
So, you're running for vice president.
Yes, sir.
What you've been a pretty prolific member of our movement. What is the issue or issues? Well, the issue, if you could boil it down, that you matters to you the most, that forced you or drove you into this cause.
This is, I think, is the most important. As vice president, I'm supposed to support the president, and there's only 6 lines in the Constitution that lays out my duties. But this is something key that going forward, when we were winning the day of that election, I purposed in my heart to get ready for a strike. I knew it was imperative that I had at least 3 months of house payments set aside and 1 month of bills of my own money set aside. So if they called upon me, I was ready. But when you have people voting for a strike authorization and going publicly online on Facebook saying, oh, they voted for it, but they have no promise of actually not striking, that crippled the bargaining committee. People have been complaining how the contract doesn't suit their specific needs. You know, certain specialists, certain areas of the plant that didn't get everything they wanted. But when you publicly state that you're not willing to honor a strike, you've taken the teeth out of the tiger.
Mm-hmm.
And this is my issue that I want to emphasize going forward is financial literacy for our membership. This is taught by the UAW. We need to schedule sometime down the road, get people to learn to pay themselves first, invest in that 401k. I'm not saying this to belittle anyone else, but I have never leased a vehicle from Volkswagen. And there are people who absolutely have to and have to depend on it. But I personally believed if I took my money and put it into a lease vehicle rather than my 401k, I was doing my family and my future a disservice.
Mm-hmm.
When I came to Volkswagen, I had no savings whatsoever, none. You know, I've been through a personal bankruptcy. I've turned that around. So basically, financial literacy for our membership, the ability for them to thrive and to excel and take care of their families. That to me is the strength of the membership. The highest authority in any union is the membership. Mm-hmm. The local cannot do anything without the voice and vote of the membership. And unless the membership are financially stable and strong, we don't have that power.
Yeah, that's true. I agree with you. So it sounds like education might be something that
Yes.
matters a lot to you.
Absolutely.
Okay. So, well, I mean, that brings up a good question. So, as vice president, you're still going to be in the shop, right? That's a part-time gig.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So, what do you see your day-to-day? I mean, besides doing your day job, but as you're still a leader, and
Yes, sir.
If you get elected, you're still a leader of our union. What do you see your day-to-day like? How do you see that going? I mean, what is
The same as that I've always been as I interact with people,
mm-hmm.
just to encourage them, be a blessing to them, uplift them. If they have a question, give them an answer. Forward communication. If someone, just recently, someone was asking about how do I get a union card, I called up the hotline myself and I say such and such. He needs someone down here to get him signed up. Just point them in the right direction. In my process, I'm always on point to answer the questions, to be a help, to be a blessing, and just direct traffic. That's all I'm going to be doing. I'm one here, but the thing of it is to encourage the people to get involved. You got 10% rule for unions and churches. If you got a membership of 2,000 people, it's roughly about 200 people going to show up and do the work. Same with
Right.
church. 200 people members, 20% show up to do the work on work day. If I can grow and excite a core group of people, I've got it right here in the Constitution, the duties. This is the duties of local union members. It says it shall be the duty of each member to conscientiously seek to understand, to exemplify by practice and intent the purpose of his or her obligation as a member of this international union. It shall be the duty of each member to render aid, assistance to brother or sister in cases of illness, death, or distress. In every way, acquit him or herself as a loyal and devoted member of the international union. In other words, it just, in a lot of ways, use a lot of 50-cent words, we're a family. We take care of our own. That is what I want to foster. A family relationship, people educating themselves to invest in themselves, and you walk out of that place whole, just like you walk into that place, and prosper yourself and invest in your future. And I want to invest in education for our membership so they can come into the plant just like I did and had nothing and eventually walked out and have a future ahead of me that I can enjoy.
Well, daggum, Troy, you haven't thought about this at all, have you? All right. Well, let me. So this is kind of a separate question, but
Sure,
as,
sure.
As I've gotten to know you, it's obvious to me that you wear your faith on your sleeve,
Yeah. Yeah.
and a lot of people do as well in our factory, and I think a lot of them would like to see a chaplaincy. Is that something that you would like to see us pursue? Is that something that you think you could see yourself getting involved in? I mean,
In
you lead
order-
us in prayer a lot, so
Yeah. Hey, drop the hat and I'll drop the hat to pray. But anyway, the chaplaincy can only be created if, when we have our standing bylaws committee, have to put it in our bylaws to create a chaplaincy. That has to be done. So once the election's settled, they get our bylaws committee going. They'll have to amend our bylaws to have that office created. I want to be a supportive role. Now, I might be telling on myself, but I don't know that I'm qualified to be a chaplain. Some people in Baptist circles, and that's what I am, if you've had a previous marriage other than one you're currently in, that kind of. So I want to be a blessing. I want to help people, point them in the right direction. But as far as being a certified chaplain, I don't know that I could. But I do want to support. I was called on. We had a crisis in paint shop a while back, and I was called to kind of fulfill the role as a chaplain. And I went to the emergency room, and the sister just lost her husband. I'm not going to call her name because nothing was really put on Facebook, but God bless her, she was hurting. And the family met me at the door and says, "Hey, we're only allowing family back," and that's understandable. I mean, she's making decisions and dealing with something she wasn't planning on doing that morning. But anyway, I hope I've answered your question.
yes, that's
Okay.
that's a good answer. So we're running up on the end of our time,
Yes,
but
sir.
I want to give you the last word. So what is the message that you'd like to leave here today with people watching?
Get out and vote. Don't let 200 people decide how this union is going to be run. We need 2,000. We need 3,000. Whatever our membership is, we need a full, complete vote. Because when you get active in your membership, you will have a part in investing in yourself. Because you don't want a low turnout. And the thing of it is, I want you to understand this. We need to get ready. We've got 3 years to get ready for the next contract negotiations. And if we put the pressure on them not to stall, if you're financially prepared for a strike action, I didn't say you have to go on strike. You have to be prepared, and you have to be willing. And if you're ready to go, then the tiger has its teeth back.
All right, that sounds good to me. Troy, I want to thank you so much for stopping by and letting me talk to you. I really appreciate that.
Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity.
Hey, man, best of luck with your election, and go enjoy the rest of your weekend, okay?
God bless you. Thank you, sir.
All right, have a good one. We'll see you.
Yes, sir.
And that is it for our guests. Everybody that's watching, I want to thank you for putting up with me and all of my inadequacies. And I want to echo what everybody else has been saying. Go vote. it's so important. Like Troy was saying, oftentimes you get 20% of the people doing 80% of the work. And in a situation where you have a union or any kind of a democracy, if you have the minority of the people making decisions for the majority of the people, shit starts to go wrong. So go vote. I mean, you don't want to be stuck with somebody for 3 years just because you didn't cast a vote for the person that you did want, because you didn't want to take the time to go from here to there to cast a vote. It's important. Go vote. And again, thank you for tuning in. We're going to do this again tomorrow. I've got 10 more candidates, maybe more. We'll see. I've got to try to make right my first episode. I don't know. Anyway, tune in tomorrow, 11 a.m. We're going to do this again, and then we'll do it again at 4. All right, everybody enjoy the rest of your Saturday. This is Fireside 42. We're out.